All of these millions and billions of Israelites, we were entrusted with this gospel. Anybody else could have been brought into this truth, but the Lord brought us into it. This is a great honor. It should not be taken lightly. This is the greatest invitation to the greatest event ever. You have people out there that covet to be invited to a feast or a gathering of the so-called royals, or a so-called feast that everybody wants to go to, a gathering of so-called the minds of the world. People covet to that, but this is the greatest invitation ever to the greatest gathering and the greatest event that ever took place on the planet Earth, and the Lord gave it to us. And the way we show our appreciation is by doing the videos, doing the work. However much the Lord gave each one of us, that's showing gratitude.
Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye. At the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. But thanks be to God, which giveth us the victory through our Lord. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
This is by Jews Victoria. World War III is coming. It says World War III is right around the corner yet. Our people continue living as though the world is their home and nothing can shake them from their foundation. These people will be the very ones shook to their core, to the point of death. When they see nuclear destruction right before their eyes, many claim to believe in the Bible, but take heed to none of the warnings. Every prophecy spoken of this meant for our warning and our understanding of time and order. In the order of time is war, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, famines and pestilence. Wake up, people. War is coming right in your front yard, for you see it firsthand. It's just a matter of time. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit, and the mighty shalom to the hopeful elect in the same Spirit. Lord, willing that they continue to adore and be sincere in the same Spirit. Shalom to the Akwatiyam that are believers of this faith and this truth. And Lord, willing the Most have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. The title of this lesson is, We Cannot Stop the Third Woe from Coming. We cannot stop the third woe from coming. And I like the one point, which Lord willing I could probably say something about that later on, where she says, many claim to believe in the Bible, but take heed to none of the warnings. That is a very important line, but let's just deal and let's go into the scriptures. First verse I want to go to is Revelations 11, verse 14. It says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. When you go to Revelations, the 9th chapter, verse 12, it tells you about one woe past, but two other woes is hereafter, talking about World War I, World War II. Oh, how do you know that that's talking about World War I or World War II or World War III? Because the Bible technically is a history book, and it is a prophetic book. So World War I, World War II is really going into prophecies, let alone to help us point out who is the nation that will be established in the time of World War III, which America which is a bully, was dabbling in going into war into other nations during the time of World War One, World War Two, dealing with the elites. But it's other things where the lady was saying that she said, I forgot what it said. Yeah, our people continue living as though the world is their home and nothing can shake them from their foundation. That just really goes that people are in love with this world, right? Of course, you got 1 John 2:15, love not the world, right? If you love the world, you are not a friend. But let me just see what that verse so I don't butcher it. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. And you can keep on going in those verses because we wasn't here to love this world. As soon as you wake up and realize you're in captivity, the more uncomfortable you get. This is James 4:4. It says, ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God, is an enemy. Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God, right? The more that you continue to live like you're of this world and not to get yourself out of here. Like Revelations 8:4, we have to spiritually and mentally get out of here to work out our salvation so we can physically get out of here. Because the deliverance is coming. It's inevitable to stop World War III. I don't care if you're in the White House or in the government. I don't care if you're the elite. Even if you are Israelite teaching this word, we can't stop this. You don't want to stop this. You want America, which their sins reached up to the heavens, to be destroyed. I'm not a person that's going to be destroying this when it's happening. I'm speaking on getting beamed up, and whatever the Lord allowed brothers to do after that, hey, that's going to fulfill scriptures. But talking about what's going to initiate World War III, hey, the nations are going to get mad at freaking America, man. There's nothing we can do. Why would we be friends to a place where the Lord is saying that it's going to be destroyed? That don't make no sense. Look, this is Revelations chapter 17, verse 16. It says, the 10 horns, which is NATO and EU, which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. That's part of World War III. And it's going to be led by Russia and these other alliance of Russia and the allies of America. You see it right in front of you. But again, you don't take heed to these warnings, right? That's what prophecy really is a warning to tell you what's to come. I'm not here to put no date on it because the Lord haven't gave me a date where it's going to be, but how we looking at now, Lord willing, this year is the hopeful year of that deliverance, or the hopeful year of the MOTB, or the hopeful year where shit is going to turn around, right? Because we're really, every day is leading to a prophecy, right? Let's get to something, right? Let's go to Ezekiel 33. Everything is leading to something being fulfilled, right? Because that's what we wait for prophecies to be fulfilled, and everything that pertains to Yahushua to be fulfilled. Luke 24 verse 44, right? It's Ezekiel chapter 33 verse 33. It says, and when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them, right? So regardless if you listen to me or you listen to the other apostles, the men on down, and the brothers of the same song, right? And we're warning you that World War III is coming. We're warning you of the MOTB, which is a physical karagwa that people are going to take. You need to be aware. You need to be hearing it, and you need to take heed. Oh, but then what should I do to get ready, right? To make sure you got your garment on, which I'm going to bring out probably a little later, which is that wedding garment, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. While we got time, believe in the Lord, right? Increasing the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding so you can have faith to overcome the things that's going to happen. Because in a minute, you're going to be tested to a certain level. Your faith is going to be the thing that's going to lead you to overcome those situations. The faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You have to believe in that name, right? You have to. Was a person, I believe in the scriptures, but you don't believe in the name. So when time comes, what name is you going to call on? It's Isaiah 19, verse 1 and 2. It says, the burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, which is a chariot, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. It's really the Lord. The Lord controls the left and the right. If you've been watching my page, I did a video where the Lord is playing chess by himself, right? And the players of that board is the nation, starting with Jacob and Esau, right? And the Lord is going to move the Egyptians to fight against the Egyptians, dealing with Russia, right? It's really the higher ups fighting against each other, because one agrees with this doing this and another one agrees another way. You got to know the elite is betting money on both sides, right? They both are betting on both sides, right? Because they think that their new system, their new world order is going to allow them to have another kingdom. But after this kingdom fall, it's over for them, right? The Lord is making Esau fight against Esau, right? I was thinking of a verse, but I'll still expound in 19 and 2, where it said, in verse 1, where it says, Egypt shall melt in the midst thereof. It's going to be totally destroyed, because these Egyptians are going to use wasters, which is these ICBM missiles that's going to destroy, what was I going to say? So kingdom against kingdom, I'm thinking of another precept, but it's not coming to my head, so I'm going to get this other one. As soon as you see war against nations, I got it. When you hear about war against nations, that means another kingdom is about to be established. This is Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 10. It says, thus saith Yahweh Shemashai power, it shall come to pass, that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. Right? And this is Gog, or Magog, Gog, which is Russia of today. The Lord is going to put, he's going to basically put a thought in their mind. Go to 1 Kings 22. Oh, the Lord is not going to do that. 1 Kings 22. Hey, whatever happened before is going to happen again. If any one of them press a button, or when war actually happened, when Russia went to go do what they do in Ukraine, that was all orchestrated through the Lord's divine word, right? Because the end is declared from the beginning. So if the scriptures is talking about nukes and wars and all of that, it was already declared in the beginning. And that's amazing to really think about it. That's amazing. So that's why you can't really contradict what's in the scriptures, because really, if you don't understand it, it's because you don't have the understanding of it. You have to have understanding and visualize and see it. I get it. I didn't know this on my own. I had to watch videos. I had to study. I had to read these scriptures for myself. I had to do a deep dive investigation, even on history and searching, looking at war. When they talking about how these bombs come into play, where are they called in the Bible? They're called arrows. Even in 2 Ezra 15:16, they call them arrows. That's like ancient war, arrows and swords. They're using upgraded arrows, which are missiles, right? And I'll go to that, to the waster. This is Isaiah 46:10. It says, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times have things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasures. So this is the pleasure of the Lord, that World War III is going to happen. We can't stop the Lord's program, because it's going to be fulfilled. That's why the Lord says, make no tearing to turn back to the Lord. Because if you delay turning to the Lord, you're going to be consumed with the place that's fit for destruction. Right? Let's just get the waster real quick, and then we'll go on with the precepts. This is Isaiah 54, verse 16. It says, behold, I created the smith that bloweth the coals with the fire. The smith is somebody that molds weapons, right? That do swords, and that nation is teeming, right? He has the knowledge within his temple to understand how to make weapons, right? And when you look at these missiles, the people that are, that have the mind capacity, the knowledge, are, the scientists or engineers that were in Germany, right? It's those AKA Nazis, right? Which America and Russia split in half, right? But hey, don't take my word for it. You could do research. They show it in certain movies. But like the family Eimenheimer, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but you know what I'm talking about. That's a family that's a branch off the Rothschilds, right? Especially if a nation has general wealth. And I'm not talking about this wealth that Jake they got. I'm talking about general wealth where your wealth leads all the way back to the 1300s. Your wealth leads all the way down there to the 1200s, right? That's general wealth, especially when they get hand-me-down to the next generation, That's what First Maccabees 1. After Alexander died, his 4 successors, generals, took over the kingdom. And then when they passed, they gave their descendants, their sons, the kingdom. And that's what type of spirit is on the earth now with the elites. So we see what the smith is, and it says, "And that bringeth forth an instrument for his works. I have created the waster to destroy." What is that waster? The ICBM missiles, a missile that can go from continent to continent. These are not like those is missiles too, but the way this war is going to be set up, the people of war really don't have to fly over a place to drop a bomb. Now, I'm not saying that they not, because they can still do that. What's the point of a fighter jet? That's part of Esau's angels, his weapons, right? But they have certain weapons that they can just shoot from their land, and they can go from continent to continent, right? It's going to be a crazy sight to see, right? So we really in the time of prophecies, which is technically the spirit of Yahushua, right? So let's just get that. We bring this out fluently because this is very important. Even though you teach the whole Bible, you want to be in prophecies, because that's what true prophets, apostles, evangelists, they're into prophecies, right? Because when you go to Acts 1:6, the apostles at that time was like, "Hey, Lord, as you're about to restore the kingdom of Israel," it wasn't that time, but we're in the time for the kingdom to be reestablished, to be restored, because now the Lord got us rebuilding the tabernacles of David. We're not going to rebuild the tabernacles of David, go into captivity again and continue to rebuild. No, this is the end. When the Lord come back, Esau has to be in rulership, right? So this is Revelations 19:10. "And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua. Worship God, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecies," right? The reproof, right? The reports is of Yahushua. That's the spirit that we're in, right? I quoted this earlier, Luke 24, verse 44. It says, and it was about, wait, Salaki, no, that's 23. Luke 24, verse 44 says, "And he said unto them, These are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled which were written in the law of Moses and in the prophets and in the Psalms concerning me." All things of Yahushua haven't been fulfilled, certain things, but him destroying, him having the enemies as his footstool, him riding on the chariot in 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter, Yahushua going near Jehoshaphat and then coming all the way to Babylon. We're going to be able to see him. We're going to be able to see him wherever we at. We're going to see Yahushua coming, right? In Matthew 24, we're going to be seeing the Son of Man, and the Son of Man is going to send the angels 4 corners of the earth to gather his elect, right? That haven't happened yet, you know? The elect getting saved from their enemies. When we talk about Luke, the 1st chapter down from 70 down, that you'll be saved from your enemies and those that hate you. We're going to see that. That didn't get fulfilled, and Yahushua has to fulfill that, right? Yahushua is going to come with great wrath and anger. We haven't seen that yet, right? Being beamed up in a chariot and getting glorified bodies, that haven't happened yet. So Yahushua still got some work he got to do, right? But these prophecies for our time has to come to pass for Yahushua to come. Yahushua don't know when he's coming, but through these prophecies, we understand it, you know? So again, the lady said in that one point, She says, many claim to believe in the Bible, but take heed to none of the warnings. Right? They truly don't believe in the Bible. Right? And I'm going to just get the classic in Ezekiel. And I just brought this out already in the lesson before. It's just the Spirit giving confirmation that, this has to come out again. Ezekiel 33, verse 1 and 2 is telling you that Israel need to set them a watchman, right? Verse 3, it says, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people. This is what this is. So if you really believe in the Bible, you want to hear the trumpet blowing. That's why Isaiah 58, we cry aloud and spare not. Lift up your voice like a trumpet. We're not only teaching Israel their wickedness and their sins, but we're teaching them what's to come. We're teaching them the kingdom, right? Certain levels that certain brothers is not bringing out, right? It says, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and taketh him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. So if you, just what she just said, people say they believe in the Bible, but take heed to none of the warnings. If you don't take heed of this trumpet being blown, your blood is going to be required, not the person blowing the trumpet. He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. His blood shall be upon him. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. Now you could go in the opposite. If we don't blow the trumpet, the Lord is going to require your blood. That's for me in the case, right? But if you do hear this word, it says, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. So if you hear this warning, you watching these videos, you watching brothers on the highways and byways, you're going to be delivered, right? Luke 19, because it says your soul shall be delivered. This act is what? Luke 21 and 19. If you're going to be delivered, what does that mean that you're doing on this side? This is Luke 21 and 19. It says, in your patience possess ye your souls. So we have to stand firm in this thing so that we can be delivered out of this, right? Going back, because I was talking about it's the marriage, right? The marriage is about to happen when Yahweh Shai come back. If you don't got your garment on, you're going to be thrown into outer darkness. Right? This is Matthew 22, I'm going to start at 10. It says, those servants went out into the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good. And the wedding was furnished with guests. And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment. Right? And through the Spirit, the wedding garment is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Because a garment, especially with Israel, through the Spirit, is a royal garment. When we go to Daniel, the 12th chapter, I believe 10, I believe it's 10, where the righteous will have a white robe on, but that's a garment, That's a form of a garment, a robe or an overhead garment. But through the Spirit, what is your garment? When Yahweh shall come back, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It's just like putting on the armor of the Lord. The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is what's going to give you your helmet, give you your shield, give you your buckler, give you all the tools that you need on the side. It says, and he saith unto him, friend, how camest thou, Salaki. Yeah. How camest thou, Salaki. Verse 11 again. It says, and when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment. And some of us don't have that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You don't have that garment. You're not flowing with that ever-living water. Now, some of us is not teaching these things, but when you believe, you truly believe in the name, you truly believe in this teaching, you might be a man and not a teacher. You might really a woman that's not teaching, but you believe, you have that garment on. But the ones that is teaching, you have a garment on and you have full understanding of what's going on in these scriptures. If you don't have that wedding garment on, it says, and he saith unto him, friend, how camest thou in hither not having a wedding garment? He was speechless, and then said the king to the servants, bid him hand and foot and take him away and cast him into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Right? For many are called, but few are chosen. That goes to St. John 15, right? You have to abide in Yahweh Shema Shai. If you don't abide in him, you're going to be a stick gathered, tossed in a fire and destroyed. The Lord is not playing. He's a man of war. You know, vengeance is on his mind. Right? Let's get this in Wisdom of Solomon, 18th chapter. Yahushua is not coming with hugs and kisses. He's coming with the wrath and anger of the Heavenly Father and the glory. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 18, verse 15. Thy almighty word leaped down from heaven out of thy royal throne as a fierce man of war into the midst of a land of destruction. First, we're going to look at who is the word. Y'all should notice, this is a classic. It said that mighty word. We're going to go to St. John 1:1. In the beginning was the word. Who is the word? Yahushua. Right? And the word was with God. Yahushua was with the powers. And the word was God. So Yahushua is a power. Right? And then what else did it say? It says a fierce man of war. Yahushua is the physical Godhead. And Yahweh, he said that he's a man of war. So Yahushua is the physical example of the Heavenly Father. He's going to come just like how his father would if he did come down. That's Exodus, the 15th chapter. It's Exodus chapter 15, verse 3. It says, Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. So the wars that's going on in the world, this is all of the Lord because he's a man of war. Yahweh is a man of war. Let's go to Daniel 2. How do you think kingdoms got taken over? War. Or even somebody within your kingdom was plotting against you. Still a form of war. This is Daniel 2 and verse 21. It says, and he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and set up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding. So he's going to remove this king and establish Yahushua king in his kingdom forever, ever, and ever. That's what this story is about. This is about to be the best ending the world has ever seen. Right? The death toll is going to be the highest death toll that ever been on the earth. And I'm going to get this last one and then I'll close. Right? The Lord is going to have a beautiful sacrifice in the earth. What is that? Zephaniah 1. This is Zephaniah 1, verse 7. Hold thy peace at the presence of Yahweh Shemashai power, for the day of Yahweh is at hand. For Yahweh hath prepared a sacrifice, he hath bid his guests. The sacrifice is what's going to happen in America, even in Israel. The Lord is preparing that. That's why I'm saying it's inevitable. There's no way around it. The only way you can overcome that is believing in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's name and his doctrine and walk it, apply it, and do it over and over and over and over and over and over again, so that all that thing that you put into this faith and this work, that it would make you worthy to get beamed up. Verse 8, and it said, and it shall come to pass in the day of Yahweh's sacrifice that I will punish the prince and the king's children and all such as are clothed in strange apparel. Starting with the children of Israel, because you know judgment is happening in the nation of Israel. Strange apparel is the LGB 123. Strange apparel is other philosophies, other thoughts, right? Being of the world, right? Being a friend of the world. That is another strange apparel, which the other nations naturally have, right? Because this truth don't pertain to them. They were created for a purpose, to be a servant. That is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse 21. All creations was created for a purpose, and the other nations was created to be servants under the Israelites. It's nothing I or you can do. That's how the Lord set it up. But Lord, when this is edifying again, World War III is definitely coming. It's nothing that we can do. So people, wake up. War is coming right in your front yard, right on your fucking porch. Right? So again, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Shalom, Shalom.